One of the questions I've repeatedly asked throughout my life is, what if?
And congratulations to our winners!
This has been the best day ever. But what if? This has been the best week ever. But what if?
So, will you be my girlfriend?
I don't think I will ever be as happy as I am in this moment. But what if? This is honestly not as satisfying as I thought it would be. One of the questions I've repeatedly asked myself throughout my life is, what if this is as good as it gets? I've had so many amazing experiences and times in my life, but no matter how many good things happen to me, I still think to myself, surely this all has to come to an end and then it's never going to be as good as it was in this moment. As some of you know, last year I finished a year-long internship at a prayer room, where my main responsibility was to pray from midnight to 6 a.m. And it was, without a doubt, the best year of my life. But throughout my time there, I kept asking myself, what if this is as good as it gets? To spend 6 hours a day intentionally with Jesus, not counting the other ministry work I was a part of, and the amazing community I was in with other Christians who were there to grow closer to God as well. That to me felt as close to heaven as I imagined I could ever experience in this life. And to be entirely honest, I still somewhat feel that way even months later. I think I'm just beginning to stop mourning the end of that season of my life. But recently I was thinking of one of my favorite Bible verses, Hebrews 12:29, that says simply, "For our God is a consuming fire." It comes after the passage where the writer explains the awe and reverence we're to have for God by reminding us how the Lord descended on Mount Sinai in fire. And yesterday my Bible reading plan took me to that scene. But what stuck out to me in a totally new way was that Moses stayed there for 40 days on that mountain where God's glory had settled. And this is something I already knew, but it made me question, did Moses, as he left that mountain, was he thinking, was that as good as it gets? I can't imagine how incredible of an experience that would have been, and how it would have felt to leave that all behind. Somehow reading that made me feel seen in an odd sort of way. To think of Moses experiencing what was probably a total spiritual high, and then to have to carry on living. Ultimately, Moses left that mountain because God had commanded him to go back to the Israelites and give them some instructions, but Moses got to still see the glory of the Lord again. And God even called him back up to that mountain. He got to be with the Lord in ways he probably never anticipated. Maybe that doesn't really mean anything to you, but I find that very comforting. So going back to Hebrews 12, we're told that that mountain type experience has been done away with, because what's in its place, now we can freely approach Jesus. And we're reminded of the best that's yet to come. Therefore, since we are receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, let us be thankful and so worship God acceptably, with reverence and awe. For our God is a consuming fire. The phrase, our God is a consuming fire, feels like a constant that I can hold on to remember that all the things I go through and all the things I feel, these are just temporary. I like to imagine this all-encompassing fire and me just throwing all these feelings and different things into it and then them being consumed, so that all I'm left with is God and this unshakable kingdom. So this was a little bit of a longer video for my weekend Bible verse and prayer time series, but what I'm going to be praying for you over this weekend is for you to be confident that God is your constant throughout life, for you to be filled with awe and reverence at the thought of him, and that you would be filled with gratefulness and excitement as you look forward to a kingdom that cannot be shaken. That's it for now. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye!